The counterattack stays on the road this week as we go to Houston, Texas for the USA-Montenegro matchup. A brand new episode coming up right now. Hi everyone, Greg Mescall here. Thanks for joining us. We're at the University of Houston at the natatorium on campus for the USA-Montenegro match that took place this past Saturday, the final piece of competition on the road to Rio for the USA men's national team. Playing a game just a week out from their first Olympic competition, which is coming up this Saturday when they take on Croatia. It was a great festive crowd here in the state of Texas. They love water polo down here. Let's get you the highlights of USA and Montenegro. This time they answer, Azevedo. Team USA with another, this time Brett Bonani in a 2-0 lead. Some heavy fakes, they go around the world here and then stuff it in near side. And Montenegro is on the board. He'll fire and score. Luka Cupido, a sniper from the perimeter. And two straight from Team USA. They've gone up 5-3. Ivovic works it around, and a score is there for Darko Bergulan. Cupido, the lob is on the money. Luka Cupido with a hat trick. Speed, now finesse. A 7-4 lead for Team USA. Redirect is there. Goal is in for Sasha Misic. Alexander Radovic drawing it back to within one. Now the ball comes ahead. Montenegro with a look. Moving in, defense, the lob over Barron and in. Montenegro goes in front 9-8 for their first lead of the match. Where will they go? Dunston is there. Thomas Dunston stops the run for Montenegro and ties this game at 9 with 2 minutes to play.
Tony Azevedo with the ball.
And there it is, the captain. With 1:24 to play in the fourth, puts Team USA back in front, 10-9, 2 straight from the Americans. Quinn Barron shutting the door on Montenegro as time will run out in this fourth quarter. And Team USA's final stop on the road to Rio, a victory in Houston. While the USA and Montenegro were playing here in Houston this past week, it was USA and Russia in women's water polo as they played at Stanford University. It was the finale of a 3-game series between the two teams. 3 games that were all won by Team USA. The atmosphere hard to beat at Stanford, a sellout crowd in what was dubbed the Rumble to Rio. Another big win for Team USA, sending them off to the Olympic Games in style. Let's get you all the highlights. And Mathewson will set Team USA up 6-on-5. Steffen scores, and Team USA strikes first. They're ahead 1-0, 4:40 to play in the first after the Mathewson drawn exclusion. Working inside the lob, and that's in. Nicely done from Maria Borisova, a young center showing some promise for this Russian squad. And a 2-1 score now. Neuschel will have a shot here from 5 meters if she wants it. And buries it. Kylie Neuschel, after the ordinary, rips it from 5 meters, and he was getting teed up for that one, knew exactly what she wanted to do. Craig working inside, holding and spiking it home. Cami Craig with just a display of strength, fighting off the defender and scoring. Team USA right at home on the farm in this Rumble to Rio, a 5-1 lead over Russia. And a power play here for Team USA. Mathewson drawing another exclusion, this time on the perimeter. Fatal in close. Another power play strike for Team USA. Team USA comfortably ahead, despite Russia scoring here on a nice backhand from Grinieva. That's her timer to 5 as she gets it back. She'll give it a look and skips it home. A hat trick for Rachel Fatal. The UCLA Bruin on the bounce, and a 10-3 lead for Team USA with 4 seconds to play. Shot clock to 7. Good look, backdoor, redirect is there, Mackenzie Fisher. 3:09 to play, they're up 13-3. Maddie Musselman hitting with 42 seconds left and 15-3. Team USA ahead as Musselman adds another. Sides coming even. Power play is over. Goal is in. Glazina able to score a 10-goal difference now with 6:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Fatal moving in. Quick dish. Musselman got it. You can see it developing before the ball even hit the back of the net. Glazina and scores it. Able to beat Hill near side, and that will seal the deal here at Stanford. The Rumble to Rio features a team rumbling to Rio. Another big win for Team USA as they defeat Russia 16-7 to cap a 3-game sweep. 3 games all won in a convincing fashion.
It feels awesome. This crowd was amazing. I only hope to be in a game big enough in Rio where the crowd is this energetic and this much fun. It was so special for me.
With both of our teams in action so close to the Olympic Games, no surprise the local media was out in force to cover the teams. In the Bay Area, you had a live interview with Adam Krikorian on Fox, KTVU. Also, NBC Bay Area checking in with current Stanford Cardinal Maggie Steffens, and then down to Texas where the NBC affiliate was all over the men taking on Montenegro. Here's a small sampling of some of that coverage.
Adam Krikorian is a Mountain View guy originally, but also played at UCLA, was an outstanding water polo player there, and then since he took over the United States team 4 years ago, you are now the coach of the defending gold medal team. So I know you don't like to brag about yourself, but that's a pretty good thing to put on your resume so far, isn't it?
Well, you go back to my playing days. I'm a much better coach, I think, than I was a player. But it's as a coach, you're only as good as the athletes you have in front of you, and unfortunately, I have just an incredibly talented team I've had since I started this job in 2009, and it's an honor and a privilege to represent the United States of America, obviously.
It would be incredible. The gold is the dream, and to share it with such an incredible group of women is the bigger dream.
Wednesday night, Steffens and Team USA with a final tune-up before they head to South America when they host a Russian team ranked 8th in the world.
Both Olympic teams have arrived in Rio de Janeiro ahead of the start of the 2016 Olympic Games, and you can follow along right at usawaterpolo.org. Make sure to click on the banner on the homepage. You'll get updated with rosters, schedules, how to watch on television, all of that good stuff. And also keep an eye on our social media as we'll be covering all of the games live from Rio de Janeiro. Keep in mind the men, they start in just a couple of days. They take on Croatia this Saturday, and then the women take on Spain August 9th. Best of luck to both of our teams as they get ready for the competition in Rio. And all year long, we've been telling you about the great coverage of both of these teams. Well, it continues. Most recently, John Mann and Tony Azevedo in the Olympic-themed issue of Us Weekly. Check out some of the photos here from that special edition. You can pick it up now on newsstands. And then in Sports Illustrated, Maggie Steffens and Ashley Johnson featured in the most recent issue, the Olympic preview. That's on newsstands now. Just 2 small pieces of what's been excellent coverage for Team USA in the lead up to Rio. Lots of Olympic talk to open up things here on the counterattack this week, but we've got to talk about another Olympics, the Junior Olympics. The JOs finished this past Sunday in Northern California as Session 2 wound to a close. Champions crowned in a variety of divisions. Last week, we got you up to speed with Session 1. Now, catch up on Session 2.
We pick things up with the 10U Mixed Championship. It's Newport Beach taking on Vanguard. Early on, Ryder Dodd opens it up for Vanguard. They go ahead 1-0. Not too long after, Grayson Springborn, one of the great names in the JOs, scores from distance for Newport. Climbing back, they trail 2-1. Newport's top player in the game, Ben Lichty, scoring in the second period. He evens things at 2. We're all tied 2-2. More Ben once again. He's on a roll in the second period. He'll make it 3-2 here. But hang on, Ryder Dodd with an answer for Vanguard. Coming back here in the second half, 3:38 left in the third quarter. He'll beat the keeper, tying things at 4-4. 1:50 left in the third. Who else? We're back to Ben. He takes on a defender. He'll score the goal. Newport goes ahead 7-4. Vanguard trying to rally here. Ethan Spoon makes one last attempt with 2:28 left in the game. That'll make it 10-6. But in the end, too much Newport. It's Ben to Grayson. Springborn has another. That'll make it 11-6. Newport's going to take this one. Gold medals in the 10U mixed division. Afterwards, who else would we talk to but the MVP, Ben Lichty?
Yeah, we won by a lot, by 5, I think, and that's really proud. I'm really happy about that because most of the time we lose to them or only won by 1. I'm really happy because I've never done this. And last year I came in 3rd place, so it's like I got like higher.
Now on to 12U girls gold medal action. It's Huntington Beach Orange taking on SoCal A. Sydney Munatonis of Huntington Beach brings her team ahead. At the end of the first period, they'll go up 2-1 over SoCal. But SoCal has an answer. They turn to Rachel Gazaniga. She'll score it here with 8 seconds left to tie the game in the second period. We're all even 2-2. Huntington Beach goes to Shanna Davidson. One of many highlights for Shanna as she fights off a defender to bring Huntington Beach ahead. They go up 3-2. Back and forth we go. SoCal with an answer. Here's Anna Pearson responding quickly. She ties things with 3:15 left in the third. We're all even at 3. More Shanna Davidson of Huntington Beach. She'll score again here in the fourth with 4:55 left. That put Huntington Beach ahead 5-3, and the game ends as it started. Sydney Munatonis from Davidson putting the capper on this one. Huntington Beach takes it 7-3, gold in the 12U girls division. Afterwards, the MVP, Shanna Davidson, on the big victory.
Sometimes when we're down and we're losing, we still try to push through and play as hard as we can, and sometimes it pulls off. It feels amazing because I worked really hard this year, and it's awesome.
14U girls gold medal action. Santa Barbara 805 taking on Rose Bowl Red. Rose Bowl's Natalie Wilmans scores first. She opens things up here, making it 1-0 Rose Bowl. After each side delivers on a penalty shot, Santa Barbara goes to Cassidy Miller. She'll score from downtown in the second here, making it 3-2 805. More Santa Barbara after this. Cassidy Miller will score once more, this time in the second. She makes the score 4-2. Santa Barbara's MVP in this one, Jewel Romer, with a skip shot score late in the third, and now 805 is cruising. They're ahead 10-4. Rose Bowl, well, they'll try to rally. Emily Suong going one-on-one here with the goalkeeper. She'll connect for the final goal for Rose Bowl, making it 11-6. Santa Barbara made the trip north, and they'll come home with a gold. Emma Ingmar seals the deal with this shot with 14 seconds left. That makes it 12-6. Romer the MVP. Ella Prentice on Romer, who had to leave to play more games. She was in the 16 and the 18U divisions. No matter, it's gold for Santa Barbara 805.
We just beat Rose Bowl, and we've been preparing for this game all year, and we are very pleased with the way we did. We came out a little off, but then we got better, and slowly we got the lead. Jewel's an amazing player. She is playing in 14s, 16s, and 18s, and she's really a great player to have on your team. She's really reliable.
Now we go to the 16U girls gold medal final, and who else but Santa Barbara 805 taking on 680 Red. Well, while Sammy Hill is in Rio competing in the Olympics, younger sister Abby Hill opened the scoring late in the first quarter, making it 1-0 805. Now back-to-back action for Hill. She'll score another, making it 2-0. Think Sammy Hill's the only older sister in Rio. Well, Kylie Nuschel is playing the Olympics as well. Younger sister Ryan will score here to give Santa Barbara a 3-0 lead. 680 not going to go that quietly. They'll rally before the end of the first, 39 seconds left. Carson Broad delivers 3-1. Later in the second period, 680 continues the comeback trail. Jolie Trujillo scores, bringing the score to 4-3 as 680 is closing in. But Santa Barbara turns to Paige Housechild. She'll take the deal from Abby Hill, and now they've created some more breathing room, ahead 6-3. Again, 680 trying to work their way back in towards the end of the third. Grace Tihaney, she'll make it 8-4. We go fourth quarter now, 5:15 left in the fourth. Eventual MVP Ryan Nuschel will score in the quick rebound, 10-4. 805 goes in front, and not enough time here for 680. Sophie Leggett of Santa Barbara will go against the keeper. She'll score, making it 11-5. And now Lane McPherson will add one more for 680 to make it 12-6, but too much Santa Barbara 805. They'll go back-to-back to 14s, now the 16s. Ryan Nuschel, the MVP, on the win, and Rio bound to see her sister Kylie play in the Olympic Games.
We played 680, and I think it was the most team-played game that we've done all weekend. We really came together. Everyone had a goal. I think Georgia Ranson really sealed it off nicely with that last goal, and it was just like a really good team win. I'm so excited for her. She's worked really hard, and I just can't wait to see her and the team just, go for the gold.
Last but certainly not least, 18U girls gold medal match, SoCal Black taking on Set. SoCal's Tara Prentice opens the game. It's a theme, one of her many goals on the day. She makes it 1-0. Bailey Lloyd of Set will respond in this Southern California showdown, making the score 2-1. But more Prentice, her second goal this time on the pass from Brooke Maxon, 4-1 SoCal. Set goes to Annabelle Baldridge. She'll score from long range, 54 seconds left in the quarter, 5-2 SoCal in front. SoCal building, though, Valerie Ayala with 3:48 left in the second. She'll make it 7-2. Set trying to work a way back in. Amber McCutcheon will score here on the redirect to make it 7-3. Set has now cut it down to a 4-goal deficit. 50 seconds left in the third. Abigail Blake will add one more for SoCal, and how fast SoCal is back in front by an even larger margin, now ahead 9-3. We go late fourth. Who else but Tara Prentice? She'll score once again, and she's quite excited. 13-5. SoCal goes in front. One more attempt for Set. Bailey Weber will come through with 6 seconds left in the match, but it was all SoCal on this day. They take the 18U crown, winning 13-6. Afterwards, the MVP goalie Heidi Rittner, who did the job in net, and head coach Andrew Rowe talked together about the big win.
I think we came out really hard, and I think majority of us, all of us, really wanted to win it, and that totally showed in the beginning in the first quarter, and I think that's what kind of really got us the big jump on our win.
Yeah, I think for me, I've been talking to Morga all year about, this opportunity, and I told them before the game they need to take it, and I think they stepped up and took it in the first quarter, which was great.
And now some sad news to report in the water polo community. Former men's Olympic team head coach Monty Nitzkowski passed away last week. Coach Nitzkowski did a little bit of everything in the game of water polo, perhaps best known for leading the USA men to Olympic medals at the 1972 and 84 Olympic Games. In 72, when Team USA won bronze, that was their first Olympic medal in 40 years. And then helped them to silver in the 84 Olympic Games. Also a longtime coach, a UCLA Hall of Fame inductee, part of the USA Water Polo Hall of Fame, the Polish Sports Hall of Fame. The guy's career was legendary. He'll be sorely missed in the water polo community. And now we go back to Stanford last week for a great moment before the USA-Russia game. We're talking about Olympics all episode long. How about this for a stat? Last Wednesday at Stanford, it was the first time the 2000 women's Olympic water polo team got together since they were on the podium in Sydney. It had been 16 years. All 13 women, members of the coaching staff, were on hand to be recognized as part of the send-off for the current edition of the U.S. Women's Olympic water polo team. Great moment there as some greats of the game were on hand to be recognized, including Maureen O'Toole, who came out of retirement to be on that team. She joined us last week on the counterattack. Brenda Villa and Heather Petrie, 2 four-time Olympians. The list goes on and on. A very special moment for not just those 13 ladies, but all the fans at Stanford last week. And now we close things out as we do every week with our social media send-off, the best of what we've seen from you on the internet. Don't forget you can chime in, use the hashtag counterattack, and also tweet at us, Instagram at us, use Facebook, Snapchat at USAWP, and we'll share the very best of what you've shared with us next week on the show. Let's jump right into things first with a couple of epic Flop Fridays.
Well, lucky us, a Friday fell during the Junior Olympics Session 2. No surprise, there'd be more Flop Fridays. First up here, this one via Twitter, Metz Tilly sharing it. Some of those flops could use a little work. We go to the Foothill Flop Friday edition. This one from Domi Lane on Twitter. And this a little bit stronger, some better flops here. Now we move on to processing. Picture Christmas or your favorite holiday where gifts are received if all the gifts were Olympic gear. That's what happened in Houston for all Olympic athletes, including our water polo athletes on the way to Rio. Mackenzie Fisher and the squad looking sharp in their Ralph Lauren gear. She shares this on her Mackenzie Fishy Twitter account. John Mann and the Team USA men enjoying their gear, as pointed out by the Team USA Twitter account. KK Clark and a couple of the women's athletes having fun on Boomerang. And now, once you get your gear, you got to go to Rio. That happened. The team's arriving in Rio de Janeiro. Maggie Steffens sharing the excitement here with a couple of her teammates fresh off the plane. Sammy Hill takes you inside the Olympic Village with this quick video. Rio, well known for their fresh fruits and drinks. Jesse Smith and Alex Rolsa getting some acai drinks early in their stay in Rio, shared via the Go Smith Now Instagram account. Session 2 of the Junior Olympics went well for so many teams, as did the entire Junior Olympics tournament. Many folks sharing their enjoyment on Twitter. The Commerce 10U squad had a blast, as Anna tells us on Twitter. Viper Pigeon also enjoying their time and their team together at the Junior Olympics. Shieldy made the rounds at JO's, hanging out with many different folks, including a couple of water polo parents, as SoCal Water Polo Club found out. Sad news, as we told you earlier in the show, Monty Nitzkowski passing away. The water polo community in mourning touched so many lives, including some folks Rio bound. Tony Azevedo remembering Monty, who was an assistant coach at his first Olympic Games back in 2000. Now Tony playing in his fifth, has some fond memories there. Adam Krikorian still keeps a photo of Monty Nitzkowski in his coaching days in his office as a tribute. And now we go back to JOs. Some fun stuff here, mixing the JOs and the national team. Here's some young fans on the way to the next JO game, but they're keeping an eye on Team USA, streaming on Facebook Live. We appreciate everyone who chimed in there. A couple of guys in a river looking to play some water polo, as Duck fan Doug shares with us. Not sure if we're going to find a spot for some cages there, but we appreciate them capping up and wearing the Speedos. Kelly Gilchrist's cousin went to Harry Potter World and made a spell that we think will lead to success for the USA women here in Rio. Not sure if there are any Horcruxes in Brazil. Last but not least, more family members. KK Clark's niece Claire is definitely Rio ready. She's got the ball, she's got the cap. She'll be in Rio to cheer on KK and the rest of the team. And who knows, maybe a few years from now, she'll be wearing the USA suit and competing for Team USA.
Well, that puts a cap on this week's show. Thanks for joining us. We'll join you next week from Rio de Janeiro during the 2016 Olympic Games. But whether we're in Houston or Brazil, when you're on the counterattack, look weak side.